This video explores work on good habits. The article from Mind, Brain and Education presents findings from a scoping review on good habits for your brain's health based on neuroscientific findings. The reviewers acknowledge that lifestyle factors such as exercise, food and rest are determinants of a person's lifelong brain health. They have also defined brain health as consisting of cognitive functions which affect lifelong learning, attention, processing speed, memory, flexibility, and problem solving. Adolescence is an important time to learn good habits for brain health because it is at this age that we become deeply impacted by our social, physical, and intellectual surroundings. It is also a period of dramatic developmental transitions, from puberty-related changes in hormones, bodies, and brains, to navigate in an increasingly complex social world, and the brain is central to this development. The aim was to provide accurate information on good habits for health. The reasoning is that if a person is aware of how they can influence and regulate their situation, they gain a sense of control and self-awareness. Becoming literate in the good habits presents an opportunity for a person to develop a growing mind and lifelong learning. Adolescence represents a crucial period of enhanced brain plasticity. The onset of puberty is hypothesized to mark a shift in plasticity toward brain areas involved in learning and complex cognitive functions. Adolescents possess a positive memory bias associated with improved learning and enhanced functional connectivity between two brain regions, the hippocampus and the striatum. Because of this, adolescents have a high task engagement to earn the desired reward during a cognitive task. It also indicates adolescents' inherent capacity for neural and behavioural resilience. The brain is the body's most energy-intensive organ. The brain functions at its very best when receiving a steady supply of energy. This supply of energy is best provided by carbohydrates, protein, and fat. The carbohydrates are processed into glucose, which in turn supplies the brain with energy. This allows people to think clearly and keep a sharp mind. The carbohydrates cannot be stored, meaning that they need to be regularly topped up. Fast carbs, such as sweets, break down quickly and provide a lot of energy to the brain. Fast carbs also generate disturbing fluctuations in blood sugar. After a short while, people feel tired and want to refill. Conversely, slow carbs, such as those found in vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, take longer to digest and break down into glucose, resulting in a steady energy supply. Antioxidants of fruits and vegetables boost cognitive functions. They help provide a steady supply of energy and for a sustained period of time, which in turn makes it possible for people to engage in deep thought activity and keep momentum when focusing. Key function of proteins is to stimulate the production of neurotransmitters. All of these are central regulators of mood, concentration, learning, thinking ability, and memory. When combined, these nutritional components may have a positive impact on reducing stress-related behaviours, such as anxiety. The effects of physical activity on the brain have been linked to improved brain functions in structures, cognitive functions, and academic achievement in children and adolescents. Exercise interventions, such as increasing after-school or classroom physical activity, have been found to improve cognitive functions and academic achievement in children. Physical exercise levels have been related to structural changes in the brain and subsequently with better cognition and academic achievement in comparison to sedentary individuals. Additionally, It has been demonstrated that the children involved in regular aerobic exercise perform better on verbal, perceptual, and arithmetic tests. Some studies have found a direct association of motor skills, but not cardiorespiratory fitness, with academic performance and cognition in children. Furthermore, exercise has been shown to help the brain counteract the adverse effects of an unhealthy diet. Exercise and the gut microbiome have been independently shown to decrease psychological disorders such as depression and anxiety because they promote neurogenesis through the brain-derived neurotrophic factor and improve the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis control. Apparently, your cells are listening to your thoughts. Optimism and positive thinking are related to better mental and physical health. Ongoing thoughts can influence the link between brain physiology and well-being. Positive thinking suggests that in order to accomplish good things and pursue happiness, it is important to nurture positive thoughts and suppress the number of negative thoughts. This can be done by imagining success, self-talk to build self-esteem, and arousing pleasant thoughts which may block ideas that cause anxiety or induce stress. When exposed to criticism, rejection, fear, or pessimism, either from our own thinking or from others, we produce higher levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Prolonged elevated levels of cortisol have a wide range of negative mental and physical health outcomes on an adolescent. On the other hand, positive thoughts, relations, and discussions are accompanied by the release of oxytocin, the feel-good hormone. It activates the pathways in the prefrontal cortex associated with building trust and improving communication. To build resilience and psychological well-being, we need to make consistent efforts to keep an optimistic pace and coping strategy. Stressful episodes or chronic stress can shape our brain, leaving behind unfavourable epigenetic and structural changes in the brain. Modifying such traces on the central nervous system would be advantageous for coping with stress. The ongoing stress relating to education has demonstrated a negative impact on students' learning capacity, academic performance, sleep quality and quantity, physical health, mental health, and substance abuse outcomes. Increasing students' stress management skills and abilities is an important target for change. New knowledge creates the immediate synaptic plasticity which is associated with learning. Adolescents have an astonishing capacity to learn new skills and adapt to new environments. The dynamics of learning are challenging and contribute to personal development and growth mindsets. Fostering a positive stance to learning challenges provides a general framework to conceptualize the role of motivation in social and personality development. Different learning strategies activate curiosity and interest in the classroom, which may result in distinct memory benefits across youth development. When curiosity is triggered, it may prompt further development of interests that in turn make continued engagement more likely. Repeated stimulus exposure is associated with faster and more accurate behavioural responses, referred to as behavioural priming. A decrease in cortical activation upon repeated stimulus exposure, repetition suppression, has been widely observed under a variety of experimental conditions. Together, this allows us to behave faster, more accurately, and by recruiting less brain power. Research on the brain health consequences of digital technology is beginning to elucidate how these novel devices and programs can both help and harm brain function. Online tools may increase problems such as deprivation of sleep, which has several serious consequences on health and learning. However, research has found online tools for repetition-based mental exercises that activate neural circuitry have several positive effects, such as improving cognitive function, reducing anxiety, increasing restful sleep, and offering other brain health benefits. Programs that use spaced repetition are specifically designed to adapt to the learner's specific performance by using a repetition algorithm that enables new knowledge to remain in our minds. New experiences help develop the brain. People's own experiences contribute to how their brain is shaped and its function. This constant process of change is called neuroplasticity. The combination of not learning new things and being bored due to lack of challenges is a strong and destructive process that has a negative impact on mental activities. A person's decisions are modulated by a variety of environmental and intrinsic contexts. For example, decision-making associated with the prospect of a high reward can motivate a person to undertake an action despite it being associated with significant risk. Predictable environments should facilitate the consideration of longer delayed rewards. Evidence points to dissociation between the relatively slow, linear development of impulse control and response inhibition during adolescence versus the faster development of the reward system, which is often hyper-responsive to rewards during adolescence. There is some basis for claiming that adolescent girls are more self-regulated in their decision-making than are adolescent boys. Social interaction provides a smarter brain. Positive social relationships have been found to promote health and well-being and protect adolescents from mental illness and psychosomatic problems. Human development occurs through mutual actions between the individual, their contexts, and culture, with relationships as the key driver. Relationships and contexts, along with how children appraise and interpret them, can present risks and benefits for healthy learning and development. The accumulated knowledge on human development and the power of context and culture needs to inform the design of systems to support positive adaptations, resilience, learning, health, and well-being. Rest provides all-over recovery for the brain. Without sleep, the cognitive and emotional regulation skills suffer, which is detrimental to learning, particularly during adolescence. The effects of sleep loss, restriction, and deprivation are experienced more acutely in adolescence due to the ongoing development of key regulatory and affective neural systems compared with adults. Research suggests that deep sleep also consolidates a person's memory, primarily the declarative memory that allows them to recall a specific event or remember an exact phrase. Put simply, memories of the day's experiences are stored in the hippocampus before being sorted into a particular brain compartment during the deep sleep of the night, ready to recall them the following day as memories. Lack of sleep shuts down our executive functions and hampers logical thinking and problem solving. However, it's possible to compensate for a bad night's sleep. Power naps, mindfulness, or meditation are ways to catch up, which have been practiced in some schools and workplaces. Another problem, sleep disruption, may also have effects on the brain cells. The amount of sleep, its quality, and interruptions have a significant impact on the social functioning and behaviour of children and adolescents. Thus, forming appropriate sleep habits, which may mean lifestyle changes, can provide better social adjustment for individuals. Inadequate sleep is also significantly associated with underachievement, decreased capacity to store and process information, less satisfaction with friendship, and low self-esteem, as well as increased loneliness in children and adolescents. These problems may be prevented by providing adolescents with knowledge about what is required to fall asleep. For example, when the frequency of light is lowered, our brain activity changes and melatonin levels increase. Reducing the level of light in the room 2 hours prior to going to bed prepares the body for rest and provides sufficient levels of melatonin for the brain to fall asleep. The blue light of screens from television or cell phones disturbs the production of melatonin. Much credit to all of the sources and authors from which I reported on their work. For further information, please feel free to leave a note in the comments. If you found this video helpful or informative, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos on education and neuroscience, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.